Most people believe money changes your life. But the truth is, your thinking changes your life first. Before wealth appears on the outside, it is built on the inside, through habits, standards, and the way a person sees opportunities and challenges. Two people can live in the same world and see completely different possibilities. One focuses on limitations, distractions, and short-term comfort. The other focuses on growth, learning, and long-term results. Over time, that difference in thinking creates a difference in lifestyle. Rich people don't wait for permission to improve their lives. They develop discipline, protect their time, and make decisions based on where they want to be, not where they are now. They understand that every small decision compounds and shapes their future. In this video, you'll discover the mindset shifts that allow people to build wealth, take control of their direction, and separate themselves from the majority. Chapter 1: Focus on long-term growth. Rich people think beyond today. Instead of making decisions based only on immediate comfort or quick rewards, they consider how their actions will affect their future. They understand that most meaningful results take time, and they are willing to be patient while those results develop. This long-term perspective allows them to stay consistent even when progress is slow or invisible. They also understand the power of compounding. Small actions, when repeated over months and years, create massive outcomes. Improving skills, building knowledge, and making disciplined choices may not produce instant results, but over time they increase a person's value, opportunities, and independence. While others focus on what feels good now, rich thinkers focus on what will benefit them later. This mindset also changes how they use their time and energy. They avoid habits that provide only temporary satisfaction but no lasting value. Instead, they prioritize actions that strengthen their future position. They are willing to delay rewards because they know greater rewards come with patience and consistency. Focusing on long-term growth creates stability. It allows a person to move with direction instead of reacting impulsively. Over time, this way of thinking separates those who remain in cycles of short-term survival from those who steadily build freedom and control over their lives. Chapter 2: Protect your time. Rich people understand that time is the only resource that cannot be replaced. Money can be lost and earned again. Opportunities can disappear and reappear. But time, once spent, is gone permanently. Because of this, they become highly aware of how they use each day. They do not treat their hours casually, and they avoid anything that consumes their attention without giving something valuable in return. They are selective with their focus. Instead of allowing constant distractions to interrupt their thinking, they create space for concentration and meaningful work. They understand that progress requires uninterrupted effort, and that constant switching between distractions weakens productivity and clarity. Protecting time allows them to think better, act more intentionally, and move forward consistently. They also understand that not every task deserves equal importance. Some actions create progress, while others only create the illusion of being busy. Rich thinkers prioritize activities that build skills, strengthen their position, or create future opportunities. They avoid spending excessive time on things that do not contribute to their long-term direction. Protecting time also means setting boundaries. It requires the discipline to say no to things that do not align with their goals. This prevents their energy from being scattered and allows them to stay focused on what truly matters. Over time, this focus creates momentum. And that momentum creates measurable results. By treating time as a valuable asset instead of something unlimited, they gain an advantage. While others lose years without noticing, they use those same years to build knowledge, discipline, and freedom. Chapter 3: Invest in yourself. Rich people understand that their greatest asset is not their money, it is their ability to think, learn, and adapt. Money can disappear, markets can change, and opportunities can shift, but skills and knowledge remain. When you improve yourself, you increase your capacity to create value, and value is what generates wealth over time. They treat self-improvement as a priority, not an option. Instead of spending all their resources on temporary comfort, they invest in things that strengthen their mind, discipline, and abilities. Every new skill increases their independence. Every new piece of knowledge improves their decision-making. Over time, these improvements compound and open doors that were previously unavailable. Investing in yourself also builds confidence. When you know you are growing, you trust your ability to handle challenges. You become less afraid of uncertainty because you have developed the tools to adapt. This confidence allows you to take calculated risks and pursue opportunities that others avoid. This mindset shifts the focus from short-term consumption to long-term capability. Instead of asking what feels good now, rich thinkers focus on what makes them stronger later. They understand that the more valuable they become as individuals, the more valuable their time, ideas, and actions become. Over time, this continuous investment creates separation, while others remain the same year after year. Those who consistently improve themselves expand their opportunities, their influence, and their control over their future. Chapter 4: Think in opportunities, not limitations. Wealthy thinkers understand that circumstances do not determine outcomes, decisions do. While most people focus on what they cannot do, successful individuals focus on what is still possible. This shift in perspective allows them to move forward even when conditions are uncertain or difficult. They train themselves to see problems differently. Instead of viewing obstacles as permanent barriers, they see them as temporary challenges that require new strategies or new skills. Every difficulty becomes information. Every setback becomes feedback. This mindset allows them to adapt quickly while others remain stuck in hesitation or frustration. Opportunity rarely appears in perfect conditions. It often exists in moments of change, discomfort, or instability. Those who recognize it early position themselves ahead of others. They do not wait for certainty, they prepare themselves to act when possibilities appear. This way of thinking increases resilience. When you believe there is always a way forward, you waste less energy on blame, fear, or regret. Your focus shifts toward action, learning, and improvement. Over time, this consistent focus builds momentum and opens paths that once seemed unavailable. The long-term effect is separation. While others remain limited by their perception of what is possible, those who think in opportunities continuously expand their options, their capabilities, and their control over their future. Chapter 5: Make money work for you. Most people spend their entire lives working for money. They trade their time, their energy, and even their personal freedom just to cover bills, meet obligations, and survive day to day. Every hour they put in translates directly to income, but the moment they stop working, the money stops too. This creates a cycle where life is defined by necessity rather than choice, and where freedom is always just out of reach. Rich people approach this differently. They understand that time is finite, and that trading hours for money is ultimately limiting. Instead of relying solely on effort, they focus on building systems, investments, and assets that generate income independently of their constant involvement. Their work becomes a tool to create leverage, not a chain that ties them to a paycheck. This mindset transforms the very concept of earning. The goal is no longer about making money once, it's about creating streams that keep flowing. They invest in businesses, in intellectual property, in financial instruments, or other assets that continue to produce value long after the initial effort is done. Every action is measured not just by immediate gain, but by its ability to compound into future income. It also requires a shift in thinking. Making money work for you isn't just about finding the right investment or the right opportunity, it's about building habits that prioritize long-term impact over short-term satisfaction. It means reinvesting profits instead of spending them all. It means learning to spot opportunities where others see risk. It means thinking strategically about how resources, time, money, and effort can be multiplied instead of merely consumed. Over time, this approach creates a level of stability and freedom that effort alone cannot achieve. It allows rich thinkers to pursue opportunities without fear, to take risks with backup systems in place, and to have control over their lives instead of being controlled by urgent bills or temporary needs. Ultimately, making money work for you starts with a single mental shift. Stop seeing income as a reward for hours worked and start seeing it as a tool that can grow, multiply, and give you freedom. Focus not only on what you earn today, but on how that earning can continue to support you tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. Wealth built this way is not temporary. It is a structure that continues to grow, long after effort has been invested. Chapter 6: Embrace Risk, Calculated and Smart. Wealth almost never grows by playing it safe. Rich people understand that staying comfortable guarantees little change. They know that significant rewards often require stepping outside their comfort zone. But the key is that they don't take reckless risks. They take calculated risks, situations where they have carefully analyzed the variables, weighed potential outcomes, and prepared for possible challenges in advance. This preparation allows them to act decisively instead of hesitating or overthinking. The combination of courage and knowledge is what makes this mindset so powerful. Courage gives them the willingness to act when others hesitate, to make choices that feel uncomfortable in the short term but create long-term advantage. Knowledge ensures those actions are informed, reducing unnecessary loss and aligning effort with potential reward. Over time, this balance between boldness and careful planning allows them to consistently take steps that others avoid. Calculated risk is not about luck or impulsive decisions. It is about intentionally entering situations where the upside outweighs the downside. It requires patience, foresight, and the discipline to wait for the right conditions while still being ready to move when opportunity appears. This mindset builds more than wealth, it builds resilience, confidence, and the ability to remain composed in uncertainty. Adopting this approach fundamentally changes how a person approaches life. Instead of being paralyzed by fear or indecision, they see uncertainty as a space to act strategically. Challenges become chances to improve, and setbacks become feedback rather than defeat. Over time, consistently taking calculated risk separates those who remain stagnant from those who steadily move forward, creating a trajectory defined not by fear, but by opportunity, foresight, and relentless growth. Chapter 7: Surround yourself with growth. The people and environments you spend the most time with shape your mindset, your habits, and the direction your life takes. Their influence is often invisible, but it is powerful. You may not notice it at first, but slowly, the attitudes, routines, and energy of those around you begin to affect the way you think, the decisions you make, and the standards you hold yourself to. If you are constantly around negative, lazy, or complacent people, their mindset can seep into yours without warning. You might start accepting less, making excuses, or avoiding challenges. Over time, this lowers your standards, limits your thinking, and keeps you stuck in the same place, even if you want more from life. On the other hand, being around people who are motivated, disciplined, and ambitious has the opposite effect. Their energy encourages you to work harder. Their habits and routines give you examples of what is possible. Their focus and consistency remind you how important effort is. Even small interactions, like listening to them talk about goals or observing their habits, begin to shape your own behavior. Over time, this environment strengthens your focus, decision-making, and confidence. This is not just about friends. Your environment includes coworkers, mentors, social circles, the media you consume, and even your daily routines. Every piece of input you allow into your life has the power to influence your mindset. That's why highly successful people are intentional about their surroundings. They actively choose spaces and people that push them forward, inspire curiosity, and support growth, while minimizing exposure to negativity or distraction. Surrounding yourself with growth does more than motivate you, it reshapes your habits, your thought patterns, and the very way you approach challenges. It creates a natural path toward improvement and helps you maintain focus on what truly matters. The right environment makes growth easier because it reinforces consistency, encourages learning, and challenges you to rise to a higher standard. Your environment can either hold you back or accelerate your success. Choosing to surround yourself with growth is one of the most underrated and powerful steps you can take to build a better life, develop stronger discipline, and move steadily toward your goals. Chapter 8: Think Abundantly. Thinking abundantly means truly believing that opportunities, resources, and success are not limited, that there is enough for everyone. It is the mindset that your growth, your success, and your achievements do not take away from anyone else's. You can create, achieve, and expand without fearing that someone else will lose. People with a scarcity mindset, on the other hand, constantly feel that there is only so much to go around. They see other people's success as a threat, other opportunities as limited, and resources as finite. This fear influences their choices, they avoid taking risks, they compete unnecessarily, they hold back ideas, and they often settle for less than they could achieve. Because they are afraid of failure or loss. Scarcity thinking keeps people stuck and small, even when the world is full of possibilities. An abundant mindset changes everything. It affects the way you act, the decisions you make, and the way you approach life. When you believe that there is more than enough, you are no longer afraid to share knowledge, help others, or collaborate. You are willing to invest in opportunities because you trust that growth can multiply and come back to you in many forms. You focus on creating value rather than protecting what you already have. This mindset encourages bold actions, smarter choices, and the courage to try things that others avoid out of fear or doubt. Thinking abundantly also reduces stress and mental friction. You stop constantly comparing yourself to others. You stop worrying that someone else's success somehow limits yours. You focus on what you can do, what you can improve, and what you can build for your future. Over time, this mindset naturally expands your options, your confidence, and your results. It gives you freedom to act without fear and clarity to see opportunities that scarcity-minded people miss. Ultimately, abundance thinking is not about being reckless or careless, it is about seeing potential, taking responsibility for your growth, and trusting that consistent effort and value creation will create more success, not less. It is a mindset that turns challenges into opportunities and transforms how you approach your life, your career, and your goals. Now you know the mindset that separates ordinary people from the wealthy. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's the way they think, the choices they make, and the habits they build over time. Every lesson you've learned today, focusing on long-term growth, protecting your time, investing in yourself, seeing opportunities, taking calculated risks, surrounding yourself with growth, and thinking abundantly, can change the direction of your life if you apply it consistently. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be isn't a secret, it's your mindset. Start applying these principles today, one step at a time. Your future is shaped by the thoughts and actions you commit to right now. And if this video gave you new insight, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson that can change your life.